Welcome to TechBrothersIT. In this video, we are going to learn about how to create table in Dedicated SQL Pool. Before we create the table, we are going to take a look on some definition. So what is a distributed table? A distributed table appears as a single table, but the rows are actually stored across 60 distributions. And that's what going to happen when we are going to create a table. Is going to be distributed table, and the rows will be distributed across 60 distributions. The rows are distributed with hash or round robin algorithm, and we can use hash, round robin, or a replicator. So what is hash? Rows are distributed based on the hash of the selected column, and best for the large fact tables where join performance is critical. Now what is a round robin? And round robin is the rows are distributed evenly and randomly across distributions, best for staging or loading tables. And then we have the replicator. A full copy of a table is stored on each compute node, best for small dimension table frequently joined with the fact tables. Now what is a clustered column store index? A high compression storage format ideal for large analytical workload, default for most large tables for best performance and cost efficiency. And what is heap? A table without a cluster index, best for transit or staging data. So here we are creating our very first table called DBO sales. So let me, before I create this table, I want to show you something. So if you go to the data tab here, then you're going to go to the workspace here, and then you are going to see the SQL databases, and then you will see the databases I have. The very first one is a serverless SQL Pool database, and you can tell from the icon. This is our dedicated SQL Pool database called TechDB. So you click right there, and as my dedicated pool was, I have paused it, and that's why I was seeing that error when I was trying to refresh or create a table. That's why you are seeing this red cross right there. But now it is turn on, and you can see right there dedicated SQL Pool is running right now, and it is online, so we can go ahead and start working on the tables. That's before it was paused, and that's why I was getting error. So here is you can always go to manage and take a look on all the serverless and dedicated SQL pools. So serverless, you are going to have only one here, but dedicated you will have more than one depending upon the number of SQL pool databases you have created. So for each of the database, you will be having one dedicated SQL pool. Now let's go back here and go to develop, and that's where our query is. And here when you will select the database, you will be selecting dedicated or serverless. If you are working with serverless, you will say built-in. Otherwise, you select the database or dedicated SQL data pool. So here is a TechDB. That's our database as well. The name is of a dedicated pool is the same. So now we are creating this table called DBO sales, sale ID, integer, not null, customer ID, and product ID, amount, float, and date. Then here is the with clause, and you have to say distribution equal to hash, and then we are hashing on this column customer ID, hash based on the customer ID, and then we have clustered column store index, best for the larger fact tables. And if we go ahead and execute this one, it's going to create a table DBO sale fact in our database. So if I will go to database here and take a look on the table and refresh, I'm going to see this table right there, DBO sales factor. Now I can go ahead and create another table, and this is where we are going to use a round robin distributed table. So we are going to use this algorithm. Now create a table DBO staging sales and sale ID, customer ID, and the product ID, and then we have different columns with the distribution equal to round robin. Even random distribution by using a round robin. That's why we are using for the staging table right here, and we are leaving this as a heap, no indexes, and a fast load, because there is no index, so no data has to be loaded for the index pages and all. So it will be simple, straightforward table load. And now what we have here, if I will go back here, you will go ahead and refresh. Now you will see two tables. So let me go back to tables and refresh, and you see the tables here, DBO sales fact and DBO staging sales. Also, you can see there is a little bit icon different between them, so you can tell. I don't know exactly like why the icons are different at the most moment. I never noticed actually. So, but maybe this is related to the distribution. Could be, yeah. That could be because you can see right there, so this is related to distribution maybe. So let's create a replicate distributed table, and we will call that table the dim product, and we have product ID, we have product name, and then category, and the distribution is equal to replicate, then cluster index on the product ID. So we are going to go ahead and execute this script. Now this table should be created, and now we can go to the tables tab and refresh. So you can see right there from the icons, you can see that this is replicated, and this is your hash, and this is your round robin. So these are different icons actually does help to kind of see which table is distributed by using which algorithm. So let's insert a couple of rows in the dim product and take a look. In the next video, I'm going to show you different methods how to insert the data into these tables later on. So here we can use simple insert statement, insert into dim product, then list of the columns, and then have values, and that's a very simple insert that will work for us. Now if we want to insert multiple values, we can always separate them with comma, and then we can execute together. So when I'm taking a look on this error, I am thinking maybe it does not support the multi-value rows, and that could be the option, that could be the issue. So I'm going to go ahead and insert single row and see, okay, one row works just fine, and then I'm going to just change this again to the second row, and we can do that as well. So I'm going to just delete this row, and that should do as well. Okay, so we can insert. So somehow this is not like a SQL. So this is where we are having problem. So it cannot insert multi rows by using this type of syntax where you say value separated by commas. Select star from db or dim product, and I can execute the select query now and see the data. So you can see right there we have product ID, product name, and category. And also let's refresh this tables, and we can go to the right here on the table, and we can always say new SQL script and select top 100 rows, and there are all those options like create table and the drop table, drop and create, and bulk load. We are going to go through all of them later in the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.